unsettling mystery of Elisa Lam.
Yeah, it definitely has. You flagged that in Expo video, and while it's easy to see why, it's just full of these unanswered questions, isn't it?
Absolutely. So we're looking at Elisa Lam, 21-year-old student, 2013. She vanished and then was tragically found dead.
That's right. In a water tank, of all places, on the roof of the Cecil Hotel in LA. This was weeks after she'd gone missing.
And the thing that really caught everyone's eye, the thing that went viral, was that bizarre CCTV footage from the hotel elevator. It feels pretty central to the whole mystery.
It really does. So our aim here, I think, is to explore the main ideas from that video, trying to figure out what might have happened. Could it be something paranormal or maybe a medical issue?
Let's jump right into that elevator footage then. It's just, what stood out most to you watching it again?
For me, it's her behavior. She gets in, presses a load of buttons.
Right, and then she sort of darts in and out, looking down the hallway like she's hiding, or maybe running from someone. It's very odd.
Exactly. And the hand movements, too. The video calls them sort of puppet-like, which is a good description. Very unnatural looking.
But the weirdest part for me is the elevator itself. The doors just refuse to close when she's inside hitting the button.
Yeah, they stay open. But then, the moment she steps out into the hall for the last time...
They just slide shut immediately, like nothing was wrong.
It's that malfunction, or apparent malfunction,
Yeah.
that really, sparks the speculation. Was something holding the door? Was she reacting to something we can't see? It just sets this really eerie tone right away.
It really does. And then the way she was actually found, it wasn't like a police search located her initially.
No, it was hotel guests complaining about the water, the taste, the pressure, the color even, I think.
Yeah, pretty grim. And that's what led the maintenance staff to check the water tanks on the roof. And that's where they discovered her body.
Which just brings up a whole load of practical questions. Getting to the roof, for starters. Apparently the access door was alarmed.
Right. And then there's the tank itself. These things have heavy lids, right?
Right.
How could she have gotten onto a supposedly secure roof and then into one of these massive tanks by herself?
It seems incredibly difficult. Which leads us neatly into the first major theory the video discusses, the possibility of paranormal activity.
Okay, so connecting that back. The elevator door acting strangely, her seemingly reacting to nothing.
Exactly. If you lean towards a supernatural explanation, those elements fit. Her odd behavior, the malfunctioning elevator, and then this almost impossible feat of getting into the locked-off roof area and inside that heavy tank. Some people see that as evidence of an outside, non-human force.
It definitely addresses the how in a way, though it opens up, a whole different set of questions about what kind of force that could even be.
True. But then there's the second main theory, which is grounded in, well, a potential medical tragedy.
This focuses on Elisa's known health background, right?
Yes. The video mentions, and her parents confirmed, that she had bipolar disorder, and she was taking several medications for it daily.
So the thinking here is maybe a severe manic episode, or perhaps an adverse reaction to her medication, or maybe she hadn't taken it.
Potentially. Either scenario could, in theory, lead to the kind of erratic behavior, confusion, maybe even hallucinations that could explain her actions in the elevator, feeling pursued or trying to hide.
Okay, that could explain the elevator bit, but what about getting to the roof and into the tank? Does this theory account for that?
Well, it struggles a bit more there. It relies on possibilities like maybe the roof alarm wasn't actually working that day, or perhaps there was another unknown way up.
Or the tank lid wasn't quite as heavy or secure as reported.
Exactly. It requires some assumptions about the physical security failing or being less robust than believed. It suggests maybe in her state she found a way, or perhaps was seeking refuge or even water if disoriented.
So neither theory quite ties everything up neatly.
Not at all. And that's really the takeaway from the video and the case in general. There are just so many gaps, so many things that don't quite add up, whichever way you look at it. It remains largely unknown.
It really does, which leaves us, and anyone looking to this, with a pretty stark choice, doesn't it?
You've got that deeply unsettling elevator footage on one hand, and the sheer physical difficulty of accessing that water tank on the other.
So for you listening, where do you lean? Does the strangeness of the elevator push you towards something inexplicable, maybe paranormal? Or does the tragic possibility of a medical crisis seem like a more plausible, if still incomplete, explanation for how Elisa Lam ended up in that tank?
It's a case where the known facts just deepen the mystery, really. And that's probably why it continues to fascinate people so much. There's just no easy answer.